Hello everyone, my name is Anne. You're watching Art on the Creek, and we have a fun review today of another Sketchbox. Many of you have seen I've done a few of these reviews. This is the month of May 2024, and I was really excited to receive it because there's a lot of water-based media in here, and as you know, that's kind of my jam. So let's take a look and see what's in here. It says we have premium brush markers, and I see there's a little QR code down here. I'll put all the links in the description, but maybe you can take a picture of this with your phone and get right to the Social Squad link. I'm a member of the Social Squad, and if you would like to do this too, you certainly could. It just involves posting your work on Instagram and then tagging them, and you do end up getting some discounts for further purchases, I think. Go check it out on the website. Here's what we have in here this time. Some really cool supplies, perfect for summer. We've got the Custom Zig Clean Color Reel Brush Set, a Signature Oval Wash Brush, 1/4 inch, Prismacolor Colorays in pink, Ecoline Duotip Markers, and some Jacquard watercolor medium in a pearl white. And finally, this watercolor paper. It's a hot press, but I am not familiar with it, so this will be a lot of fun to play with. The Zig Clean Color brushes, if you've never used them, they're dye-based ink that's inside a brush with an actual filament tip. And they are giving a giveaway. I will let you guys figure that out from Sketchbox. I'm not sure if the giveaway is going to keep going. Will be active by the time this video airs or not. So let's open it up. If you do want it, if you're considering getting a subscription to Sketchbox, they always come in these really nice boxes. Nothing's ever damaged, but if it is, you can certainly contact them and they will replace it immediately. I had a marker once that was kind of dried out and they sent me a new one right away, no questions asked. So that was really nice. These are the Ecoline Duotip Markers. They are really nice for if you do lettering or any kind of artwork, really water-based. They're a water-soluble marker, and they have a bullet tip and a chisel tip. And that chisel tip has so many angles on it, you can really get some fine lines. They come in an indigo and a yellow ochre here for this month, and I'm really excited to find these. You know, I have a whole set of these, and they are somewhere in my studio, somewhere. I don't know where they are. I've just kind of gone through a studio reorganization, and I'm still in the middle of it, and it's just, my brain is kind of all over the place right now. So I'm going to do my best on this review for you guys. But maybe, you know, take it with a grain of salt if I say some goofy things, because I'm feeling a little discombobulated. But these hopefully will help me get centered. I really love these Custom Zig Clean Color Reel Brush Sets. Now, the thing about these is, again, they're water soluble, and they really have bright, intense pigments. They're just beautiful. You can use these in so many ways. You can use them as a regular watercolor brush pen, like if you had dipped your brush into the watercolor and it's loaded. That's what this is, only it's in a pen. And the plastic that's on this, I'm really tactile, you guys. You can kind of see the filament spread apart there on that when I was putting it on my thumb there. But I'm really tactile, and the plastic on these the pens is so nice because it's very soft, very easy to hold. Prismacolor Colorays pencils. Love these, and I love that they are giving us one in pink because that will come in handy when we're drawing. I'll explain that later. This is a watercolor medium in pearl white. Look how fun this is. You can add this to any watercolor you have, and it will make it iridescent. It's just very subtle. You can use it on its own. I love this stuff, and how fun for a beach theme, right? To have a little bit of sparkle. Now let's talk about this Signature Oval Wash Brush. It's a 1/4 inch brush. We can get it to shimmy out of the packaging here. I'm really getting to where I really like their Sketchbox signature brushes. They hold up very well. Whoop. They have, they're made of man-made filaments, but they are so lovely. They hold a lot of water. They give nice feedback. I would recommend these brushes for anyone, and they're really nicely priced too. This little guy was only $9 retail. So I really like that. In fact, let's talk about that for a second. If you were to sign up for Sketchbox, and let's say you're looking to buy all of these supplies. Now, I'm in the premium tier. But if you're going to buy all of these supplies individually, it would cost you $51.27. I'm in this premium tier, and I tell you, I pay $30 or $35 a month because I signed up for 6 months at a time. That's a huge savings from $50 down to $30. I mean, if you're going to be getting art supplies anyway, and if you're really interested in discovering new things, then I really recommend a Sketchbox subscription. I'll put all the links in the description of the video below, and you guys can check it out. They always send an example bit of artwork, and this one is so great. Here's the artist down here, and I will link to her page down in the description as well on Instagram. And you can check her work out. I've looked at several of her paintings, and they're really just so lovely. Look at these colors. The colors themselves from these Zig water brushes look sun-kissed. And I think it's just a perfect combination for if you are going on the beach, traveling anywhere, and you just want to get some really bright, vibrant colors down. And this little pack of paper is a really good size to bring. It's an A6, so about 4 inches by 6 inches, and this particular one is a heavy weight of 310 GSM, and it does allow absorption of media, it says, without warping or buckling, so we'll put that to the test. This little pack of paper for 10 sheets is $7.99. It is from Italy. I have not seen this paper ever before, so I'm anxious to try it. Let's open it up here, and let's see what we're looking at. It says it's hot press. I kind of want to see if I can get the texture. This side is really smooth, and let me see if I can flip this over. I hope you guys can see this. There's a grain texture there that almost looks like I think you can see that. It almost looks like a tree trunk or a wood grain. It's really very nice. It's a little bit subtle. It's not too oppressive. It doesn't look like tire tracks or anything. And then this side here is really smooth. So sorry about the shadow from the camera. Like I said, I've still got this new setup, and you can really see the shadow of my my boom arm there on the work. And I apologize for that. I'm still trying to figure out how to get everything set up. But we will muddle through this together, my friends, and we will have a lot of fun creating some fun art. So let's get this all situated, and we will be right back. I forgot to mention on the back of this little flyer that they put in here, there's a special box that they have. It's watercolor portraiture with Joanna Barnum. Look at that beautiful portrait that she's got going there. Apparently they've worked with her to create a custom box that kind of goes with what she wants to teach, and it will really show you how to explore 23 different watercolors, a 3-piece brush set, paper, 13 color palette. Sounds pretty cool. So if I have a separate link to this, I'll put that down below. Otherwise, it's just all on their shopsketch.com link. And like I said, all of that will be down below in the description in case you're interested. The theme for this month's Sketchbox is beach, and I think that this particular box is curated very well for that purpose. So I thought we'd go ahead and find a photo on Unsplash, since I don't live near a beach, and go ahead and sketch a seashell. Now, this particular video here is not going to be a tutorial, so I will speed this up in just a minute, but I want to show you what it's like to sketch with this pink Col-Erase pencil. It's so nice because what you can do, especially when you're working with a color palette that has a lot of yellows, blues, greens, things like that, if you were to sketch in red or pink or orange, anything on the opposite side of the color wheel, you'll be able to see your lines better, number one, but they're not going to show up when you're done. And if you do make an error, then they're very easy to erase. I really like these Col-Erase pencils. I did purchase a set of 12. Oh my gosh, years and years ago, and I have them scattered all over in varying carry bags and things because they're just so convenient. And I really do like using a color to sketch in when I'm not using just a regular graphite pencil. So this is quite nice, and like I said, since it's a Col-Erase, it erases very easily. You know, a couple of other benefits that I found from using a Col-Erase pencil or something else that has color to sketch with is that, number one, I think it's a little bit easier on your eyes. Whether you're working on toned paper or white paper, if you're laying down those initial lines in a color, for some reason, it's just a little bit gentler on the eyes. And I think, too, that when we go in there with a graphite pencil with that gray-black line, we kind of have this sense that, oh boy, that's permanent, that's going to matter. So I have a tendency to be a little more free with my initial lines when I'm using a color such as a non-photo blue pencil or one of these Col-Erase pencils. Give it a try. If you haven't tried sketching with one of these yet, you can see how easily those lines erase. You can make adjustments. Very, very simple. And I'm so glad that this is pink because the shell that we're going to paint today will have some pink tones in it, and we can use this for part of the finished artwork as well. So now I'm going to go in and work on some of these lines that I actually want to commit to. Now eventually here I'm going to speed this up, so this won't be a full-length step-by-step tutorial. I just really want to highlight the supplies in this Sketchbox for this review this week, because these are so fun, and I think that so many of us are really looking to get outside. Maybe you're traveling, maybe you have a really fun trip planned, and you know, you're thinking, gosh, I don't want to take these paints because what if they get ruined? What if something happens? Well, if you take these types of supplies, these water-soluble brushes with the pigment right there in them, you don't have to worry about getting sand in your palette. You don't have to worry about getting dirt in your supplies. Everything is contained. It's just so nicely, easily manageable. And when you're traveling, not only do you sometimes need to travel light, but sometimes you need to be able to hold things in one hand and jostle things on your lap. And, you know, it's easier to do if you have supplies that are a little more forgiving that way. And this month's Sketchbox is a great kickoff. Kind of this whole weekend, I'm highlighting little supplies, and next week too, we'll be highlighting things that are really good for you to take with you whenever you're going on a hike or on vacation, things that'll just make your artistic experience a little bit easier. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I need a container for water, I need to bring the water brush, I need to bring my tripod, I need to bring my palette, I need to bring my easel, all of these things. Of course, if you want to carry all of those things, please do. I'm just trying to highlight to you guys that maybe there might be a little easier way that you can do some things and just kind of throw a little bag in your car so that you can do some more spontaneous painting. So now that we've got the seashell just about done here, let's speed ahead to the artwork and let's talk a little bit about how fun these supplies are to use. Let's talk about how versatile these Zig clean color brushes are. I really love them. Look at that wet on wet. Can you see how dreamily that went down? There's a new adjective to describe art. It's dreamy. I really am enjoying using this along with these Ecolines. Now you can see the Ecoline marker leaves a little bit more of a pigment, and the initial pigment lines don't dissolve as much as they do with the Zig. However, that's not a fault, it's just a feature. Look at how these Zig clean color markers just go down and they just melt together to create that beautiful mottled pigment of the sand. Now what I want to do is kind of go in and redefine the shoreline a little bit. So I'm going to slow this down to real speed here so that you can see how fun this is. Now the paper is still damp, and I'm just putting in a suggestion of trees here. So just kind of trying to get, maybe there would be some kind of a jungle-y scene back here. And the colors are coming out so intense and so lush that I'm really surprised. I'm really loving the amount of pigment that's just coming out of these markers. And I really enjoy these Zig clean color real brushes. I've never really played with them before. I have used a lot of other watercolor brush system things, and these, I got to tell you, are really nice performers. I mean, look at that. Look at how fun that is to get this texture going with the trees. These brushes and the inks in them, or the dyes, whatever it is, they are really acting like real watercolors. Look at that different gradient of texture that I can get, and it's just merging and blending in with the sky so nicely. I'm loving this. I'm so glad I used that eco liner to put the indigo streaks down in the sky, and now I can just fill in with this brush this little jungle-y area that's going to be on the far shore there, and I really like that. Let's see what happens if I can add a different color on top, because now this is very damp here, and I want to add some of this brown in here to see what it does. Look, it just kind of develops a little bit, almost of a cauliflower bloom, but it's adding pigment into it too. I am loving these, you guys. This is going to really open up what I have planned for this piece. So you can see here I've used a combination of the Zig brush markers and that Ecoline marker to go ahead and create the texture on the shell. And now I'm going to come back in with this color erase pencil and really get these pink tones in. Now what I want to do with this indigo Ecoline, and I'm using the bullet tip here, is to get some of these more intense shadows in. The thing that I really like about these sets is you can mix them. I didn't really mix them too much in a palette, but you can, and there's a lot that you can do. I encourage you, if you do get some of these, to play with them, mix them in a palette, see what other kinds of colors you can create by mixing these together, because there's quite a bit of shading that you can get in here. You can really brighten up that dark green that I used back in the forest by adding some of the yellow. So you can see we can add the shadows in very easily. We'll put a shadow in front of the shell as well as inside, and we'll come back in with a little bit more of the color ace, just kind of drawing it in between, making sure I've got everything the way I want it. We'll add a little bit more yellow here to give it a sun-kissed look. And I cannot get over how bright and intense these pigments are. I'm loving it, but I want to go ahead and use some of this pearl white of the high tones here. So I'm just cleaning out a spot in my palette, and I've got a little bit of a smaller brush that I'm using right now, but I want to add some sparkle in here. So let's get this all dry and let's check out what it looks like. Well, you know, when I think I've tried all the papers, they introduced me to a new one that I really like. I'll have to look and see if I can find more of this one, because for a hot press paper, I really kind of like it. This is the Mangione Incisione Bianco, and it doesn't buckle too much. I'm really pleased with the amount of water, because I did put kind of a fair amount of water on here. I really enjoy that. I think what I want to do though, I want to go back in here and try and pull the shell away from the background a little bit. And to me, this is another check in the plus column for these Zig Clean Color brush pens, because imagine if you were painting, you had everything all cleaned up, and then you looked at your piece and you're like, oh wait, I want to go back and do some more. Well, you got to set everything up again. Here, all I have to do is uncap a pen. So I'm really excited to have these, and I know that they will be seeing a lot of time out of my little plein air kit this summer. I really enjoy these. I might even use them inside too. All you would need would be some of these and a water brush set, your paper, and a pencil, and you're good to go. I mean, how convenient is that? I'm just having so much fun because I love sketching with color. I love anything that kind of marries the two that I love so much, the drawing and the painting. And that's really what you can do with these. You can draw and paint at the same time, and then you can go back in and blend it with water. It's so simple. You don't need to use any kind of a smelly medium or anything, just water, just easy peasy. So here we go. We're just going to kind of finish this up, and I really am enjoying the versatility of these Zig markers. I really like the Ecoline Duotips too. I didn't talk about them too much, but they serve the purpose exactly for what I wanted to use them for. For instance, the indigo in the sky. Knowing that the Ecoline pigment might not move as easily as these Zig do, then you can use that as part of your art to be able to leave those pigment lines there and then blur them out. So then you end up with some nice texture in the sky. Same thing as the shell. You can use both the yellow ochre and the indigo to kind of create lines and ridges that won't completely get blended away. Now I'm just going to blend the things that I've, the lines that I put in most recently, to just kind of add a little bit of a soft gradient to the edges here, and that is so easy to do. I'm just switching brushes. There we go. I want to go back to this one. I really like this brush. It's pretty cool. For an oval wash brush, I like how long the filaments are, and you can see how easy it is to use it on the side there, so you almost have a blade, and then you can pull those, pull the water the way you want it and really create some soft blends. I really enjoyed everything about this piece. Sometimes I think I sound like a broken record, but I will always encourage you to sign and date your art, no matter how you feel about it, no matter where you are when you make it yours. I've put just my first name and May of 24 on here, and I'm really enjoying those trees in the background and how those colors blended together. This was pure delight, you guys, and that is exactly what art should be. I am going to go in and kind of fiddle with it just a little bit more here to kind of add a highlight around the edge. I got so excited when I was painting here, I kind of forgot to leave some white space. So you know what that says to me? That says these are really fun art supplies, and I was just able to get fully immersed and really enjoy myself. So let me finish tweaking here, and then I will show you the final. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and I hope it accomplished a couple of things for you. If you're curious about Sketchbox, maybe it helped to answer some of your questions. If you have more questions, just go ahead and leave me a note in the comments. I'll be happy to answer those for you. And I hope that it got you really excited to go outside and paint. These supplies are only some of the ones that can make your life a whole lot easier. And I hope that you really enjoyed this experience today as I shared one way to work with these Sketchbox supplies for the month of May. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget, if you want a full-length tutorial on these, they will be available on the membership platform. We're going to have this seashell and 2 others, so you can create a nice 3-shell piece to frame and hang in your home. And I hope everyone is excited to have a great day. We'll see you later, everyone. Thank you. Bye now.